backpack off the ground. And if you notice, at the very bottom, I don't know if you can see, but I've got a pair of flip-flops hanging off the bottom loops. That's a first, bringing a pair of flip-flops along. I'd really love to get out of my boots and socks and put those on. Well, I'm afraid it's not happening. And that's a big disappointment, because I brought some delicious food to cook on the fire. Now I wonder if it's even worth it to camp without being able to eat that delicious food. What time is it? It's 7:20. So we have at least an hour and a half of daylight left. I mean, it's kind of going to get darker down here. It's going to seem darker faster because, you know, we're down in this valley. But I'm going to contemplate Plan C. We've already implemented Plan B very early on today, walking down the road instead of taking a trail at the beginning. Now I'm contemplating a Plan C. Let me think about this a few minutes. Well, I think right now I'm going to eat some peanut butter and some smoked sausage. And I'm also going to start a cold soak of ramen noodles. This is the kind of ramen noodles that comes in a styrofoam cup. It has the, you know, it's like you heat up water and then you just pour it into the cup and eat it out of the cup, that kind of thing. So it's got the seasoning and the noodles all together here. I just took the stuff out of the styrofoam cup, put it in this baggie. Now I'm going to transfer it to my cold soak container, which I guess you've seen several times now, and I've been using the same one. And all it is a to-go container from a Chinese restaurant that had, you know, like wonton soup in it or something. And I found that the containers I get from there are superb. They don't leak at all. And, you know, I am kind of paranoid about leakage, so I always put it inside a baggie anyway, but it's never leaked a drop. And, you know, so then I just put this through the dishwasher, and it's, you know, it's looking kind of beat up, but it still seals beautifully. All right, here's the trash baggie. Put the other baggie in the trash baggie. Inside this foil, which in turn is inside a container without a lid. But inside this foil is something delicious that I really wanted to cook on the fire. I had it in the freezer, so I took it out of the freezer probably about 10 hours ago. It still feels like it might be kind of frozen, but by morning I think it'll be thawed, and I don't like that idea. So therefore, I am seriously considering aborting the mission. The time that I would have spent cooking and eating that delicious meal is now dead time. I have nothing to do. And yeah, I would probably be able to sleep, you know, as soon as it gets dark, or shortly after, but I don't even want to wait around till then, you know. And we we're not so far away that we couldn't just get back to the car and, you know, just go home. I could do that. It would entail walking along the road for about an hour, and I don't know how long it would take to get up out of this valley, because I think we have to climb about 400 feet to get up to the road. So it is doable. It might be dark by the time we get there, but so I don't know. Still contemplating it. I need to make a decision quickly though if I'm going to do it, because of the, you know, to minimize the time we have to hike in the dark. So you might wonder, well, if I'm going to do that, why do I need to get these ramen noodles ready? Well, I'm hedging my bets. I mean, I may decide not to do it, or I may decide to do it, and when I get up there, I'm hungry. I'm going to top off this flask before we go, if we're going. Look at that, people. Not a drop of leakage. And the fingers never leave my hand. If you're not an old dude like me, you might be saying, what? That's a standard, really old, dumb joke that magicians use. I believe, you know, it came from like magicians, magic shows. You know, like, look, the fingers never leave my hand. Just because, of course not. It's about as old as, take my wife, please. Smoked sausage and peanut butter. A winning combination, I'm sure. And yes, I didn't mean spread the peanut butter. I mean, I'm just eating it right out of the jar. It's crunchy peanut butter. I've heard of hikers having peanut butter and pepperoni on in a tortilla. Never tried that, but I wouldn't mind trying it. And I don't know, yeah, maybe crunchy, maybe smooth peanut butter in that situation is better. And I have a question for you. What's the deal with hikers and Sour Patch Kids? What is that all about? It seems like about 80% of hikers of all ages love the Sour Patch Kids as a snack on the trail. I don't understand why so many hikers would specifically prefer that. You know, it seems a little random to me. So it makes me wonder, is there a physiological reason? Is there something in those that hiking tends to make you crave if you have a sour tooth to begin with? By the way, notice that I also put all the food in this plastic bag, and then that in turn is in the food bag in anticipation of possible rain tonight, because my food bag is just sort of burlap or something. What is this? It's not waterproof, whatever it is. But I made my decision. We're aborting the mission. We're going with Plan C, and we're hiking out of here. So I'm going to need to grab my headlamp, because I will probably need that before we get back to the car. I'm going to have to go back over there and get the rope from the tree. If you were hoping to see how I hang the food bag, you can always search YouTube for PCT style food bag hang or something, or bear bag. I don't really like the term bear bag. It's not a bear bag. It's a food bag for me. Bear, I don't want any bear anywhere near. You can find Jason or Frozen from Outdoor Adventures. He has a video on that. That's how I learned to do it, by watching his. I had to try it a little bit though, because there was you know, it didn't completely click with me until I actually did it with my own hands, you know. Yost Run. Yost Run. This is a great campsite. I wish we'd been able to take full advantage of it. But that's okay. We'll save the delicious mystery food that's in the foil for future outing. All right, let's get packed up and go. All right, it's 7:53. We're ready to go. I'm pretty sure I have everything because loose stuff I put here. And I called it the accountability chair. Taking a cue from Early Riser 71, who talks about this idea that when you're packing up camp, if you've got loose stuff around, needs packed, have it all touching one thing, and that way you don't have something out of place that you're going to leave behind. So I think we've got it, including my staff. Last thing is to go over here and get the rope. So I don't have my backpack buckled up yet because I want to take it back off, get the rope, and pack it away. I have my headlamp in my front pants pocket, ready to get that out when it's needed. Okay. There we go. All right, I'm going to put the staff right here on the ground next to that. And take the loop out of the carabiner here. Staff and the bag are right next to each other. And bring this rope down. And we're going to wrap up the rope and put it in the bag. We don't need the rock in there anymore. And then we'll hit the trail. All right, 8:02 and we're ready to hike. And in this little gully where we hung the line, I noticed on that tree, the next tree down, there's a faded orange blaze. Looks like maybe the trail used to go down through here. So it would have come down into that campsite and then somehow down here. I don't know. Wonder if that campsite was sort of built, like some earth moved up there to make a flattened out portion or something. I don't know. And if you were through hiking this trail and you came the way that we did, you know, once you get past that hunting camp where we took a break, there is no camping options until you get down to here. So except a place just before that we saw. But yeah, it's kind of a long stretch there where it's really slim pickings. I guess we got to go up this hillside right about here to get back to the trail. Maybe a way down there, but you know, it's been the kind of day where we've had to meet one challenge after another. Once we got on the Chuck Keiper Trail, it has been one fresh hell after another. And yet, I've still had a good time. It's still been a nice outing. Yeah, I'm disappointed that I'm not cooking my delicious meal over the fire and camping tonight, but it's fine, you know. Still, by the time this is over, I hope, it ain't over yet. I hope I'll, you know, still be able to say, hey, I had a great time. So, orange blaze. And yeah, we gotta mostly go uphill now. Gotta get up out of this valley. But once we get up to about 2,200 feet on the trail, there'll be no more ups and downs, really. The road walk is going to be pretty level. I think it may be about an hour walking along the road. It seems so dark down there at the campsite, and already here it doesn't seem dark, especially if you look up at the sky there. Okay. Is there a chance, Chuck, that you could just spare us, you know, major obstacles, that kind of thing? Maybe not too many slippery rocks that make us lose our footing a little. Shall we recount the various fresh hells that we've experienced on this trail? Let's see if I can remember them all. I don't know if I can. Okay, so there's like 16 spider webs, right? There's that. There's all the wet rocks that have made me have to kind of adjust my footing so many times. Several down trees, really large ones, that I had to climb over, either on my butt or forward, like I was riding a buffalo or something. And I mean, some of those were kind of dicey. It was like I was, you know, I felt like I might slide down it or something. There was the one that was impossible to get around, and I had to go up the hillside. And then once I got to the other side of it, was coming back down, I fell. I wish I'd gotten that fall on video. I'm sure it was quite spectacular. The jungle, you know, just so many jungly portions. 847. And what is that up ahead here? Please tell me that that's like some kind of a fence. I bet it's not. I bet it's just fallen trees. Yep. I was hoping it was some kind of a wooden fence that would indicate we're coming into, you know, coming out of the woods. But no, it's just another fresh hell. I guess underneath this one and over that one. Oh boy. Well, what do you know? We're missing out on the waterfall in the daytime. Hey, that is pretty cool. There's no guarantee it would have been light in the morning when we came to that anyway. I think I'm going to linger here a moment. 9:35. Well, that was the plan. We had intended to do both those loops. Oh, goodness. All right, well, after that waterfall, let's see, what do we got here? After that waterfall, shortly after, we came to a hunting camp, and then we were out of the woods. Hey everybody, the video cut off right there, so we're back at the very same spot on another day, and so I can review what happened. So we here's this sign that shows that you go one way for the Yost Run Trail Loop and the other for the Eddy Lick Trail Loop. Both follow the Chuck Keiper Trail for part of their loops. So we came up from there. After passing that waterfall, you come to a hunting camp that is at the bottom of a very long road that goes down to it. So the road is sort of packed rocks. It's like walking on a rocky trail, and you make a very long climb, right? So you come up about 300 feet probably in total, and it's just a steady uphill climb, and it lasts quite a while. And then that road tees into this road that you see right here, a forest road that's a little bit nicer. And so we came out of the woods there and came up to this point where we saw this sign and this sign over here. Now down there you can see right there is State Road 144, so that's a paved road. You can also just barely see there's a great big sign there that says Chuck Keiper Trail parking area, and that's not indicated on the trail map. We might have parked here if we'd known about it, but when you drive back in here, there's a brown sign right there. It tells you to take a right and to go back there, and back there is a little parking area, and then the drive loops around back to the road over here. You can pick up trail maps right here. Okay, so this is the map that we had, and it's a two-sided map, so it gives you some pretty good detail if you want to do the whole Chuck Keiper Loop. So this is probably your best bet for parking if you want to do the whole trail. And so the trail, you see the blaze right there on that tree. The trail continues across the road that way. So when we left here, we took a left on that paved road and walked for about an hour. This is the road follows the plateau, so it's pretty level, and also, you know, if there had been a clear sky that night and moonlight, that would have been just delightful. We could have just walked the road by moonlight, but the moon wasn't out, and I don't think the sky was entirely clear either. So whenever I turned my headlamp off, it was just pitch black. I would have had to just feel my way along the pavement, and so therefore I had my lamp on pretty much all the way back. Oh, 10:39. We finally made it. Whew. I got to the road, got off the Chuck Keiper Trail at about 9:35, so walked along the paved road for a little over an hour. To give you an idea how remote this area is, it's a state highway and, you know, paved, and walking along it for an hour and 4 minutes, only 2 vehicles passed in all that time. And each time after they passed me, I could hear them going down the road for a long time. Oh man, I'm very hungry because I, was putting off eating. So first thing is I'm gonna chow down on some ramen noodles. I've got all the stuff here at the picnic table, so I'm also going to change out of my boots and socks, put on some dry socks, different pair of shoes, take this shirt off, change my shirt, and then I guess I'll hit the road. So I may or may not see you later on. I don't know if I'll make it home or if I'll have to sleep in my car. So if I don't talk to you, well, we'll see you on the next adventure. And of course, the silver streak always means the completion of another mission. Not necessarily the successful completion, but completion nonetheless. Alright, talk to you later. Well, as it turned out, I did make it back home. I started to sleep in my car a little bit right at the spot there before driving any, and I just rested my eyes and my body for a few minutes. After a few minutes, I just decided to go ahead and try to drive home, and I did make it home. The thing about getting home late and tired is that, you know, I take the first opportunity to take a shower whenever I come out of the woods because of possible ticks, right? I want to be able to find one right away if there is one that has burrowed in. So, and also get my clothes in the laundry right away. So all of that had to be done when I got home. But once that was all done, of course, I could finally crash. So when you look at the Chuck Keiper Trail map here, this is one side of it, and again, you can pick these up at that spot, at that parking area, which on the map here, so here's Route 144, the parking area is right here, but it doesn't show a P on the map as a place where you can park. There really should be a P there. So now you know about it. And again, if you wanted to do the whole CKT, I would recommend that. If other viewers know of other parking options, let us know in the comments. Over here at what is marked as State Camp on the map, it seems like there ought to be parking over there. It seems like there is, in fact, but again, it's not indicated on the map. There's also, what is it, like Fish Run Overlook, which I don't know if that's there, or we'll look at the bigger map in a second here. But anyway, there may be some other, yeah, I think that it, okay, let's see, we got Fish Dam Trail, and right there, maybe, is an overlook where you can pull off the road and take a look. It seems like there's parking there too, and that might be an option. And there's also a porta potty there for reference. On this map, you'll see like it says Eddy Lick Trail Loop, and there's sort of a white border around the trail's marked orange, right? But there's a white border around it, and then it also indicates, right, the white bordering is the snowmobile trail, and then some trail, Rock Springs Trail, Rock Springs 2, that somehow you should be able to find over here. That's what we had trouble finding, and so we just went ahead and walked along the road over here to Eddy Lick Trail. For the Yost Run Trail Loop, again, the white border indicates that you walk along the road here and then basically did what we did. And to review, you know, we went down the Eddy Lick Trail, we followed Chuck Keiper Trail, it descends down into the Yost Run Valley and then follows. It doesn't really walk along, you know, you don't walk alongside Yost Run at that level, you walk along the bluff on the one side and you're about 300 feet above. So eventually you get down to, it's probably right in here someplace where that camping area was. Then when you come to about here, there's that very nice waterfall. Then there's a hunting camp right here, or an old, you know, cottage or cabin or something. And then the trail follows forest roads up like so until you get to that parking area. Looking at the Sproul State Forest map, we can see all of the Chuck Keiper Trail, which can be done, which can be shortened. So again, here's where that parking area is. There ought to be a P on the map, but there isn't. But you could park there, and for instance, if you're going to do the trail counterclockwise, it goes like this, and over to here. You'll see that orange right there, the East Branch Trail, that could be used to cut off your loop. You could go this way and then continue that way and make a shorter loop, or you could do sort of an eastern loop over here. So, but if you continue counterclockwise, trail goes like so. There's an optional loop around the Cranberry Swamp natural area, and then the trail goes up like this, comes to Route 144, walk along the road for a little ways, and then down like so, into the Russell P. Letterman wild area and the Burns Run wild area, which those look like they would be pretty swampy, and then come out to right there is the hunting camp where we found the porch swing and took a little break, and then the part of the trail we did is right here. Then back to the parking lot. The whole loop is about 64 miles long, if I remember correctly. And again, you know, looking on the map here to find a red P for a parking option, you know,
when I was planning this outing, the only P on the map was there, so that's where we parked. But it would have been probably better to park there. And again, if viewers know of other parking options for the Chuck Keiper Trail, let us know in the comments. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Take care and get out here. Have some fun. Take a hike. We'll see you next time.